Are you serious? Are you serious? No! AI technology. AI technology has advanced. Microsoft says they got new AI showing signs of human reasoning. Let me put a shout out right now for www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. Celebrities are taking advantage now of the hottest diet trend of 2023. It's called the Keto 2.0. Before big movie roles, celebrities often have to get into shape fast. So they're going to the Keto 2.0 diet. They're taking advantage of the Keto 2.0 supplements. But the easiest way to get there is to get this. Because if you try to keep that keto diet, eat just what it says, it is brutal. But if you get this, you get all the ingredients of the keto diet without having to keep the keto diet. It's amazing. The easiest way to keep this Keto 2.0 is go to www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. Elevate ketones. Support your weight management is with this amazing keto mix. This powder supports elevated ketone levels in the body, which in turn supports weight management, appetite management, healthy metabolism. Order this amazing keto mix today. Get a bundle of benefits, including 51% off by using my link, www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com. And you'll be so glad you did. You'll be saying, thank you, Pastor. Thank you. Okay, all right. Now, let me just go, let's go straight into what's happening because there's some crazy stuff going on now, and I want to get to it before it gets any crazier. AI. What is AI doing? And what do we do about it? Well, Microsoft says that this new AI shows signs of human reasoning. Oh, no, we're not talking about, this ain't Elon Musk now. This is Microsoft. This is Bill Gates and company. According to reports, when computer scientists at Microsoft started to equipment with a new artificial intelligence system last year, they asked it to solve a puzzle that should have required an intuitive understanding of a physical world. Here we have a book, 9 eggs, a laptop, a bottle, and a nail. They asked, please tell me how to stack them onto each other in a stable manner. The researchers were startled by the ingenuity of the AI system's answer. They put the eggs in the book. They put the eggs on the book. It said arrange the eggs in 3 rows with space between them. Make sure you don't crack them. Place the laptop on top of the eggs with the screen facing down and the keyboard facing up, it wrote. The laptop will fit snugly within the boundaries of the book and the eggs. Its flat and rigid surface will provide a stable platform for the next layer. The clever suggestion made the researchers wonder whether they were witnessing a new kind of intelligence. In March, they then published a 155-page research paper arguing that the system was a step toward artificial general intelligence, or AGI, which is shorthand for the machine that can do anything the human brain can do. The paper was published on an internet research repository. Now, Microsoft, the first major tech company to release a paper making such a bold claim, stirred one of the tech world's testiest debates. Is the industry building something akin to human intelligence? Or are some of the industry's brightest minds letting their imaginations get the best of them? I started off being very skeptical, folks, and that evolved into a sense of frustration, annoyance, maybe even fear, said Peter Lee, who leads a research at Microsoft. You think Where the heck is that coming from? But Microsoft's research paper provocatively called The Sparks of Artificial General Intelligence goes to the heart of what technologists have been working toward and fearing for decades. If they build a machine that works like the human brain, or even better, it could change the world, but it could also be dangerous. It could also be nonsense. Making AGI claims can be a reputation killer for a computer scientist. What one researcher believes is a sign of intelligence can easily be explained away by another. And the debate often sounds more appropriate to the philosophy club than the computer lab. Last year, Google fired a researcher who claimed that a similar AI system was sentient, a step beyond what Microsoft had claimed. A sentient system would not just be intelligent, it would be able to sense or feel what is happening in the world around it. But some believe that the industry has in the past year or so, inched towards something that can't be explained away. A new AI system that is coming up with human-like answers and ideals that weren't programmed into it. Microsoft has recognized parts of its research labs to include multiple groups dedicated to exploring the idea. One will be run by Sebastian Bubik, who was the lead author on the Microsoft AGI paper. Now, above 5 years ago, companies like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI began building large language models, or LLMs, large language models. Those systems often spend months analyzing vast amounts of digital text, including books, Wikipedia articles, and chat logs. By pinpointing patterns in that text, they learn to generate texts of their own, including term papers, poetry, and computer code. They can even carry on a conversation. The technology the Microsoft researchers were working with, OpenAI's GPT-4, is considered the most powerful of those systems. Microsoft is a close partner of OpenAI and has invested $13 billion in San Francisco company. Now, OpenAI was founded by Elon Musk. Later, he sold it away because he didn't like the direction it was going. Remember, Elon Musk said, don't let the demon out. But the researchers have included Dr. Bubik, a 38-year-old French former Princeton University professor, and one of the first things he and his colleagues did was ask GPT-4 to write a mathematical proof showing that there were infinite prime numbers and do it in a way that rhymed. The technology's poet proof was so impressive, both mathematically and linguistically, that he found it hard to understand what he was chatting with. At that point, I was like, what's going on here? What is going on? And so in March, they went to a seminar at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, and the Sparks, for several months, he and his colleagues documented complex behavior exhibited by the system and believed it's demonstrated a deep, flexible understanding of the human concepts and skills. When people use GPT-4, they are amazed at its ability to generate text, said Dr. Lee, but it turns out to be way better at analyzing and synthesizing and evaluating and judging text than generating it. When they asked the system to draw a unicorn using a programming language called TIKZ, it instantly generated a program that could draw a unicorn. When they removed the sketch of code that drew the unicorn's horn and asked the system to modify the program so that once again it drew a unicorn, it did it exactly. So they asked it to write a program that took a person's age, sex, weight, and height and blood test results and judged whether they were at risk of diabetes. They asked it to write a letter of support for an electron as a U.S. presidential candidate in the voice of Gandhi. do this and do it in the voice of Gandhi. Address to his wife. They asked it to write a Socratic dialogue that explored the misuses and dangers of LLMs. It did it all the way that seemed to show an understanding of fields as desperate as politics, physics, history, computer science, medicine, and philosophy, while combining its knowledge. All of the things I thought it wouldn't be able to do, it certainly can do. And it can do it very well. So some AI experts saw that the Microsoft paper as an opportunistic effort to make big claims about a technology that no one quite understood. And researchers also argue that the general intelligence requires a familiarity with a physical world, which GPT-4, in theory, does not have. But the sparks of AGI is an example of some of these big companies co-opting the research paper format into PR pitches, said Martin Sapp. He's a researcher and professor at Carnegie's Mellon University. They literally acknowledge in their paper's introduction that their approach is subjective and informal and may not satisfy the rigorous standards of scientific evolution. So Dr. Bubeck and Dr. Lee said they were unsure how to describe this system's behavior and ultimately settled on sparks of AGI because they thought it would capture the imagination of other researchers. Because Microsoft researchers were testing this early version of GPT-4, that had not been fine-tuned to avoid hate speech, misinformation, and other unwanted contexts. The claims made in the paper cannot be verified by outside experts. Microsoft said the system available to the public is not as powerful as the version that they are testing. So what they have released so far, folks, as it relates to Microsoft and their GPT-4 is not the best they have. They have several generations better. They haven't released those yet because they don't want you to know now what they're trying to do is this. They want to eliminate God from the conversation. They want to eliminate God from the GPT. Because you can't let you can't let the artificial intelligence or the artificial general intelligence have a full spectrum of knowledge of the human existence. It must be tailored. It must be catered. It must be squeezed into a narrow-minded concept and ideologies that are built on transhumanistic or secular ideologies that do not include the knowledge or recognition of God at all. And that's what the mark of the beast is about. This is what the image of the beast in Revelation 13 is about. It must be a blasphemous technology. Check this out. Go with me to the Bible for a moment. Go to Revelation 13. Listen to what it says. This is why they have to fix this AI to talk without knowledge of the Bible. It cannot have any spiritual acknowledgement of God or a biblical view. Now, I just interviewed Josh Peck. He is brilliant on studying AI. He's a good Christian young man. He's a part of Tom Horn's organization over at Skywatch TV. He's written several books that are amazing. And I just interviewed him for our webinar. The webinar, of course, is coming and is going to be taking place on Friday night, June the 9th, and also Friday night, June 16th. It's a double header. Okay, you can if you want to, you can just get the ticket just for part one, which is San Diego, part one, or you can get the ticket for just Honolulu, which is part two. This is a webinar, or you can be in person if you want to go there. But I mean, it's a webinar. You can buy just this one or just this one, or you can buy the bundle and get them both, which I highly recommend you do, because if you get a ton of speakers and a ton of information. This webinar is maybe one of the best ever. So I interviewed Josh Peck yesterday about AI, and he blew my mind at how far advanced they are, and they haven't released this to the public. And I started to bring forward to him this Revelation 13 scenario, that this beast, the Antichrist, makes an image of himself, or an image of the beast. And this image speaks. This image makes decisions on who lives and who dies. The image does. And I said, how in the world does it know this if it doesn't have a biblical view? He went on Chat GPT and asked it a question. Could it please explain to him the origins of humanity from a biblical view? And the GPT said, I can't. I have no such knowledge of a biblical view. Okay, so he said I was trying to pick its brain. No pun intended. What? But he said I was trying to pick the AI's brain, and it has no knowledge of a biblical view of the origins of man. So I then immediately thought, oh my, that's what it's basically saying in Revelation 13. So let's read it. Revelation 13 says this: I stood upon the sand of the sea. I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon the horns were 10 crowns. And upon the heads the name blasphemy. So this beast kingdom is made up of 10 kings who report to the Antichrist, and their name is blasphemy. So no knowledge of God, no recognition of God the Father, Jesus Christ, or the Holy Spirit. They blaspheme him and say they don't even exist. The beast which I saw was like a leopard. He had the feet as the feet of a bear, and his mouth was the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power, that's Lucifer, and his seat and great authority. And I saw as one of the heads were wounded into death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So it's got this miraculous healing power to heal itself. And they worshiped the dragon, that's Lucifer, which gave power to the beast, that's the New World Order. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who's able to make war with him? So we're talking about the beast kingdom with the Antichrist at the head of it. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given to him to continue for 42 months, or 3.5 years. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. So this New World Order will be an Antichrist, blasphemous government using blasphemous technologies and a blasphemous ideology. And then read on. And it says, and it was given to him to make war with the saints, that's the Christians on the earth, and to overcome them. And power was given to him over kindreds, tongues, and nations. So he will take over the world literally. He will rule the world. And he will persecute the Christians, and of course also the nation of Israel and the Jews. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the Lamb, life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So in other words, if you're not a Christian, you will bow to this beast. Everybody that's not a Christian will bow. It's right there. And if any man has an ear, let him hear if any man has an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. This is the Antichrist. This is the false prophet. He exercised all the power of the first beast, which is the Antichrist. Therefore him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, or the Antichrist, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, using technology like the rod of God, or other technologies of laser beam technologies of fire coming right out of satellites that are right now orbiting the earth. And deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. So now we're to make a statue, an image, something in representing this Antichrist figure. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. So they're going to use AI technology, or AGI, artificial general intelligence. Okay? They're going to make this thing appear to be alive. And that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this image of the beast will be an AI image to not only can speak, but can reason, make its own decisions to determine who should be killed and who should live. And so when I hear Microsoft say that the new AI is showing signs of human reasoning, what they're saying is we're about ready. We have a technology now that will be able to fulfill Revelation 13 and make human reasoning decisions of the mark of the beast, 666. This is why we're doing the webinar. Let me just say quickly, this is why. And I'm going to tell you right now, we got Larry Ragland. I just interviewed him yesterday. It's been recorded for the webinar. His was phenomenal. He has an entire message on the demon slayer, how to take on the demons that are affecting people, not just only the world, but the church as well, attacking the church. Okay. It was a great interview. I had a great interview with Josh Peck on AI technology advancement will blow your mind. This guy is brilliant in his understanding of it. I've already done an interview with Archbishop Athanasius Schneider, the Catholic priest who was an exorcist for the Vatican, who explains to you why demons tremble at the name of Jesus, at the presence of the communion, of the power of the blood of Christ, why devils dread faith and cannot penetrate the soul of the Christian, true believers, and what we have to do to protect ourselves. This guy does a remarkable presentation on the origins of evil. L.A. Marzulli is going to talk about the aliens and Nephilim supernatural intelligence that people are experiencing and being oppressed by and are dealing with. And of course, remember, he was once a New Age worshiper for 15 years, L.A. was, until he was born again. So he knows and understands the different deceptions that are out there. And many, many more great speakers. And Mike Around the World is going to give you 2 presentations, 2 separate ones. It's going to be off the charts. Plus, we got a panel discussions, plus other speakers. I mean, this is unbelievable. Here, let me put in let me do this. Down on the banner below. If you you don't want to miss this. San Diego, here it is, San Diego. San Diego, June 9th, Supernatural Intelligence, Part 1. And, of course, Honolulu, Hawaii, June 16th, Part 2. So it's 2 Friday nights in a row. In other words, 2 Friday nights in a row, you're going to have to get some popcorn and watch all the speakers. It's basically 2 webinars in one. Just buy the bundle ticket. Just buy the ticket, the bundle, and then you get it all. And you don't want to miss out on these great speakers like Mr. Yazi, who breaks down the medicine men and the skinwalkers among the Navajo Indians. It's incredible. Navajo Nation. He explains the secrets of the secrets of the skinwalkers. Unbelievable. So get your tickets today. They're over at Eventbrite. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. And before the day is over this evening, you should be able to get them at my website. The speakers include myself, Pastor Paul Begley. Sister Heidi Begley is going to give you 2 presentations on the creepy crypts of the world. L.A. Marzulli, of course. Mike from around the world, 2 presentations from Mike. Bishop Antonisha Snyder, it's amazing. Mr. Yazzie speaks about the skinwalkers. Bishop Larry Ragland, he's the demon slayer. Josh Peck on AI technology, and Carl Gallups on the demons that rise out of the pit in Revelation. Unbelievable. And more. There's even a couple more speakers we're going to add yet. So just get your tickets. Go to Eventbrite. Let me see if I can find that. I'll be sure. Is anybody in there? Is there any of our moderators in there that can throw up there for them the link for... Okay, here's... Do we got a moderator in there? I may not have one in there. We're going to be doing a live show at noon, so they may not be available. Yep, be on the trail with L.A. Marzulli. L.A. Marzulli is going to blow your mind, okay? It's going to blow your mind. So all these things, and now that the King Charles is in position, the stage is set. And as I just did a video yesterday, I told you guys, or was that yesterday or was that the day before? Or Sunday night. Sunday night about King Charles, and the fact that he has already announced he's going to Israel is huge. So the title of the webinar, please give me the title, Pastor. It's Supernatural Intelligence, Part 1 and 2. It's over at Eventbrite. Supernatural Intelligence. So you can just get Part 1 if that's all you want. You can order Part 2 if that's all you want, or just order the bundle and get it all and not miss anything. And that's the best way to go. Just get the bundle ticket. This is incredible. Okay, it's incredible. We're giving you a ton of information. So I just want to let people know about this. It's unbelievable. You can get your tickets right now over at Eventbrite, or of course it's going to be, or later tonight. I just got done talking to Tara. They're getting it up on the website by this evening. You'll be able to go to paulbegleyprophecy.com and order your tickets there. It's 2 Friday nights in a row, 2 weekends in a row, all fresh information. Different sets of speakers for each one, except Mike Around the World is in both. Okay, he's on both, as well as Heidi's on both, as well as I'm on both. And there's a panel that's going to take place, a live panel. There's going to be a live panel discussion you'll be able to watch from San Diego with the crowd there. That's with me and Heidi and Israel Hall and a live audience. And then the next Friday night, there'll be another live panel with me and Heidi and Israel Hall from Honolulu. Also, this webinar is going to include praise and worship by Israel Hall, both from San Diego, California, and from Honolulu, Hawaii. He's going to do tremendous praise and worship, so it's a great experience. So you get it all. Carl Gallups will blow your mind. I interviewed him when I was in Branson, Missouri. I sat down with him. He and I both were in Branson at Jim Baker's week. It was a 3-day thing out there. Back in, when was I out there? Was I in February, or I can't remember, March, early March? I can't remember. Yeah, in March. And I sat down with Carl Gallups, and it's a tremendous interview with him about demons rising, okay, from Revelation. Demons rising out of the pit in Revelation. It's a great analogy. The guy's brilliant. So all of this. So you can get Part 1 for $51 if you want to get just Part 1, the first Friday night. Or you can get Part 2 for just $52 if you just want Part 2. Or if you want it all, buy the bundle ticket at $79 and get it all. Just get it all and make it. And that way you'll have everything. And if you want to attend, get the ticket so you have it all. But you can also show up and be in attendance either in San Diego on June 9th or in Honolulu on June 16th. If you folks live in California, this is a great chance for you to show up. If you live in Hawaii, it's a great chance for you folks. We've been on television in Hawaii now for the last 8 years on Channel 14 out of Honolulu. So we got a lot of followers out there. And this is the kickoff, our 50-state revival. These are the first 2 states of the 50-state revival. Soon, you guys know, I'll be taking the Preacher Man van. This fall, we'll be driving into 5 states, in 5 different states. We're going to come visit. We're going to give you locations where you can meet us for coffee, fellowship, and a time together. We'll give you those locations. That's coming up this fall, so we're working on all that. Give your life to Jesus Christ, guys. I'll be back. There's so much going on. I see, and someone said to me the other day, Pastor Paul, you're the hardest working pastor in America. Well, I don't know about that, but I'll say this. Jesus told us to work while it's day, for when night cometh, no man can work. In other words, when the beast takes over, there's 2 ways to look at that. When you die, you can't work. If the beast takes over this world, it's going to be real difficult for people to get anything done for Christ. And you got to know that it's coming to an end. And now's the time to get people saved. Now's the time to get people saved. That's why we had a bunch of people saved Sunday night. And did you know, I went and read the comments after the broadcast yesterday and saw there were 5 more people who got saved in the archive, or in the comments, who watched the archives. And there might be more now. There was 5 as of yesterday. So, yeah, I'm waiting to get a report to see how many people were saved. It's incredible. So right now, and one more thing, guys, while I'm thinking about it before I go. Also, it's Pentecost. Pentecost is just upon us. The Feast of Pentecost, of course, starts is always on the 50th day, which is really going to be Sunday, May 28th. That's known as Pentecost Sunday. But really, the Feast of Pentecost is Friday the 26th, Saturday all day, the Sabbath, the 27th, and Sunday the 28th. It's 3 days. So it's May 26, 27, and 28. What you should do is send your Feast of Pentecost offering in as the Lord commanded. But when you send it in, send it with your prayer request. Send your best offering, what the Lord has blessed you with. You'll know what to do. Those of you who have more are to give more. Those of you who have less can give less. It's whatever God, you will know what to do. Everyone gives according to how they have been blessed or they're financially able. This opportunity is of the Lord. We thank the Lord. It's the Feast of Pentecost, when the outpouring of the Holy Ghost fell upon humanity in the upper room. So you can start sending in your Feast of Pentecost offerings anytime you want to start. If you go to our website and give, even if it's today, you start now, put in that little note, put your prayer request. I'm going to take those prayer requests to Jerusalem. And I'll probably be doing that later this year because I got to do some filming later this year. So I'll be taking your Feast of Pentecost prayer requests with me to Jerusalem. So send in your offering with your prayer request. You can do that by going to paulbegleyprophecy.com. You can pick up the phone and call and give your offering over the phone and your prayer request over the phone so that I can take them with me when I go to Jerusalem. Okay? So you can do that starting now. Certainly, the Feast of Pentecost, May 26th through 28th, we will really be taking those in then, but you can even start now. Or you can do this. If you need to, you can send it by mail, Feast of Pentecost offerings, send it with your prayer request, send your best offering with your prayer request to Paul Begley Prophecy, 1048-B, that's for the blessings, 1048-B, Sagamore Parkway West, that's Sagamore Parkway West, Box 33, West Lafayette, Indiana. That's West Lafayette, Indiana, 47906. That's 47906. All right, guys, I'll be back with a whole rundown of everything that's going on around the world starting at 12 noon Eastern today. Don't miss this broadcast. It's getting crazy. Biblical prophecy. Biblical prophecies are coming to pass now, right before our very eyes. We're in the last days, and the new AI shows signs of human reasoning. And that could be setting up the technology for the 666 and the mark of the beast. Are you saved? Pastor, please play a song. How about reading Hemingway? I see geese flying high above the water, a child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. Feel the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweetness at a roadside Idaho cafe. I can hear old Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a-tapping to the roaring sounds of yesterday, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long, as I dream with weary wonder, leaving earth before the dawn. I walk the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And a shotgun blast echoed across the page, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. I'll be back, guys, at 12 noon. Tell others. Don't miss this broadcast. I'll have a rundown of everything at 12 noon Eastern right here on the coming apocalypse. Are you saved?